Today, the House Oversight Committee is releasing subpoenaed bank records that show Hunter Biden's business entity, Owasco PC, made direct monthly payments to Joe Biden.
Thank you, Congressman Comer, Republican chair of the House Oversight Committee from Kentucky. It's exactly what he did today. They've been investigating the Bidens for months now, and they're coming up with all kinds of smoking guns, and I think this is one of them. Owasco, that is a company started by Hunter Biden. What do? Basically, they just take checks and issue checks, okay? It's no goods, no services, but it is Hunter Biden's company. And now we know that automatic payments were set up through this form, an ACH, an automatic clearinghouse form from Owasco to Joseph R. Biden. Yes, indeed. From Owasco, Hunter's company, to Joe Biden. At the time, in 2018, he was the former vice president of the United States. $1,380 a month. Monthly automatic payments. We all know about automatic payments. Whether you're on a pension or you have a job, everybody gets paid through automatic deductions, right? It happens automatically. First, to set it up, though, you got to send the bank a check, right? And that's what Joe Biden did, according to the House Oversight Committee. That is Joseph R. Biden. It says void. They blacked out the ABA, the routing number, the account number, and all that stuff. But this is a big deal. It is. They're going to pretend it's not. Don't fall for it. Actually, they're going to just pretend it never happened. Owasco, first off, got money from China. This was established a while back. The Northern International Company, capital firm in China, funneled $5 million to Hudson West 3, and money would routinely flow from Hudson West to Owasco. And now we have this connection to Joe Biden. Now, the House Oversight Chair did say something that wasn't, in my opinion, didn't capture the spirit of what's going on. Listen to this.
This wasn't a payment from Hunter Biden's personal account, but an account for his corporation that received payments from China and other shady corners of the world.
This was actually very personal for Hunter Biden. The company was called Owasco. Owasco. Here's just to prove that. Hunter Biden, co-chairman of Owasco PC. Now, what is Owasco? It means something to Hunter. Back when he was a kid, he would go to the Finger Lakes in upstate New York, a bunch of north-south running lakes, very famous here in New York State. So he went there as a kid because his mom, his birth mother, Natalie, was born there in a place called Skaneateles, I believe. Her name was Nelia, very close to Owasco. Now, all of Hunter's shell companies have been named for these various lakes where his grandparents lived and he would spend the summer. And how personal is this to him? I mean, really personal. Look at Hunter Biden's back. See that back? Those aren't scars. That's what I first thought. It's actually a tattoo of the Finger Lakes. It matches with the Finger Lakes. And there's Owasco. All right. So this is pretty serious stuff. Now, the media, they will not be swayed. No matter what you show them, they will dismiss it.
What they haven't found is any evidence that President Biden, did favors for Hunter Biden's clients or that he benefited in any way.
There's been no evidence of ties to the president or any evidence of any wrongdoing on the part of Joe Biden.
There's no evidence so far that ties Joe Biden to any of this, at least nothing that they have brought forward.
Nothing that they have brought forward. Well, how about going to look for some? They are so lazy and dumb, reporters these days, and they're so entitled. You have to bring it to me. Remember the old days, Woodward and Bernstein? They stayed in Washington the summer of 1972, sweating it out. They don't do that anymore, but this is significant. This is real. I have to go through the denial, though. Hunter Biden's attorney, Abby Lowell, says this. The truth is Hunter's father helped him when he was struggling financially at the age of 49 due to his addiction and could not secure credit to finance a truck. This is all about a truck payment. Next, please. When Hunter was able to, he paid his father back and took over the payments himself. The $1,380 he was getting every month, and this is just a little sign, it was all for a truck payment, right? Because Joe, out of the goodness of his heart, bought his 49-year-old son a truck. And whenever these issues come up, they do what Abby Lowell just did, what Joe Biden did in the debate. Claim the addiction. Look for sympathy.
Gentlemen, my son.
And he didn't have a job.
My son, like a lot of people we know at home, had a drug problem. He's overtaken it. He's fixed it. He's worked on it. And I'm proud of him.
Yeah, that's like, I think that's literally a get out of jail free card. That's what he wants it to be. You know, if Joe were a compassionate, empathetic man, would he have let his drug addict son travel the world with him, meeting leaders all over the place, doing business for himself? We've shown you this video before. Joe gets off the front of the plane and Hunter lurks around in the background, country after country. This man suffering from a serious addiction, I'm told, this is not a kid who's just touring the world with his grandfather. This is a guy who has business to do, and he can do the business because his father is the vice president of the United States. There he is with the ambassador, Joe. Everything looks great. Guess who we're about to see? Hunter, get in the back of the limousine. Where is he? There he is. You think he's there to just go to Oktoberfest, have some beer? All right, so you know what we're talking about here? This is what we're talking. Now, their excuse for all this, they mentioned the loan repayment. That's their excuse for everything these days. Any weird money that's coming Joe Biden's way, it's a loan repayment. Just a couple of weeks ago, a $200,000 check from James Biden to Joe Biden. A loan repayment, a $40,000 check from Sarah Biden, his sister-in-law. It's just a loan repayment, and they write it on the check. And they think, yeah, okay, it's a loan repayment. That's all it takes. You know what Abby Lowell and others are citing as evidence that this was a loan repayment? The laptop. They're taking material from the Hunter Biden laptop and saying, it's just a loan repayment. It says right there, a loan repayment. You know, I never, well, if I did, I don't. But if I got illegal income, I would not label it illegal income. You find another way to clean it up, also known as money laundering. I want to see that truck. Did Hunter need this to get to and from work? That's a pretty sweet truck. I wonder. A 2018 Ford Raptor. How about that Porsche? Did Hunter need a car? Didn't somebody give him $142,000, some weirdo in Kazakhstan? Yeah, you can look it up. That happened too. But it's actually getting harder and harder to look these things up, because the New York Times will not acknowledge much of this. They look the other way. The New York Times is a full-time get Trump machine. And here's something we have to work on in the conservative world. Too often conservatives are reliant on the New York Times, the mainstream media. If they don't make it a story, well, then it's not a story. They have to make it a story, and then we complain about it. But if they don't make it a story, we don't make it a story. That's a problem. We got to work on that. We do certainly here at Newsmax. We don't fall for that trap, but here's an example of it. You know, the Mueller report dominated headlines for, 2 years, that whole phony story, 1,006 articles. And then the Durham report drops. And the Durham report, what does it do? It absolves, and they write 3 articles about it. And what does the conservative media do? The Durham report basically held the FBI, said all kinds of problems there. They lied, they cheated, they stole. 6 articles in the Wall Street Journal, 5 articles in my beloved New York Post. Folks, we have to do something. We have got to be on it. You know, the liberals are so disciplined. They all go in the same direction. Conservatives, we're not like that. We are about freedom of thought. So we aren't necessarily all on the same page, and we go in different directions. But there are some key issues we got to be kind of in sync on. And Biden family corruption is one of them. Now, to me, this is evidence as well. It's not hard and fast as a document or anything like that. But watch what happens when they question Hunter Biden about possible wrongdoing, his reaction, compared to Donald Trump, how he reacts. I believe Donald Trump is innocent. In fact, I know it. I believe Joe Biden is guilty. Watch how they react. It's pretty wild.
We did nothing wrong. This is a whole hoax. This is just like the Russia deal. This is like the fake dossier.
Here's what I know. I know Trump deserves to be investigated. He is violating every basic norm of a president. You should be asking him the question.
Why did you take those documents with you when you left the White House?
I had every right to under the Presidential Records Act. You have the Presidential Records Act. I was there, and I took what I took, and it gets declassified. That's not true. You're saying things you do not know what you're talking about. No one said that. Who said that? All I know is this. Everything I did was right. We have the Presidential Records Act, which I abided by 100%. I have the right to declassify as president.
Were you involved?
No, I wasn't. I don't know.
Were you?
No.
What does that say? It depends on your perspective. To me, it says a lot. One man is innocent, Trump. Another man is guilty, Joe. But let's see what happens.